Alright, we hope you enjoyed that little video on the wonders of fermentation. We thought it was pretty fun. Here we are 15 days later. Our beer has finished its primary fermentation, and we're going to let secondary fermentation occur inside of a bottle. That's called bottle conditioning. How we're going to do that is we have some priming sugar, just a priming sugar that we picked up from our local homebrew shop. We're going to mix that with this beer, and that's going to start secondary fermentation going again, which is going to give our beer some carbonation and a nice little hiss when we open the bottles. Everything we need is right here on the table. Clay's going to go through that with you. It does look like a lot of stuff, but it's really not that intimidating once you get to using it.
Yeah, it's a very simple process. We'll walk you through all the steps. We got some bottles that are chilling out in a 5-gallon bucket that has a little bleach that Colonel Mr. Safety Pants mixed up for sanitization. Got another 5-gallon bucket with some bleach right here. Now we've taken some of our bottles and we've dunked them into the bleach water. We let them soak for a few minutes and we brought them out, drained them out, and we've got those lined up and getting ready to put some beer into them. We're going to take any of the parts we're going to be using. You're going to need about 6 foot of clear plastic tubing. We're going to go ahead and add that to our plastic pail. We also, well, when you do this, you're going to want to make sure to get it nice and push down in there, get all the air out of your line so that your bleach gets in contact, your bleach water gets in contact with the entirety of your hose so you have a safe environment to transfer from. We also have this little pipette right here. We picked this up at the local homebrew store. It's got a little plunger on it so that it will start and stop the flow of your bottling. It helps keep away from mess. It's a really simple thing. It's great to use. You can also use a hose clamp, something to restrict the line as you go down into your beer bottle. Very nice. We got bottle caps that are hanging out in some sanitizer. We've got a bottle capper so that we can get those securely fit onto it.
This is a rotten nose clamp, man.
Yeah, well, it's not even a nose clamp.
Oh,
it's a
hose
clamp,
oh,
yes.
Okay.
So we got a couple of brushes here too. We've got this big elbowed brush which we're going to use to clean out our carboy and create a nice clean environment to make some more beer in. And we also have a little smaller brush. It's a bottle brush so that after you use your beer bottles you can rinse them out, scrub them out, and you can reuse those, thus saving you some money on some beer bottles.
What's this weird looking thing?
That's a big spoon.
Oh, do I put this in here?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It'd be great. Are we going to use it? Is it going to come in contact with things?
I think
beer?
we need to stir the priming sugar in there.
We do. So we got some water boiling over here. It's 1 pint of water, 16 ounces. I think we're all familiar with what a pint is. And we've got 2/3 of a cup of priming sugar. Picked that up at the local homebrew store. For 5 gallons of beer, you're going to want to use 3/4 of a cup, but since we actually only did 4 gallons of beer, and as we know 5 is not 4, we're going to go ahead and add 2/3 of a cup. You don't want to add too much priming sugar. If you add too much priming sugar, there'll be too much sugar for the yeast to eat. You'll have a little bit more active fermentation, and pow, you get broken bottles, things will blow up. It's a mess. You don't want anything to do with that. So we're going to go ahead and add this priming sugar over into here, and then we're going to give it a little stir, and we're going to get that mixed up. We're going to boil that for about 5 minutes. Thank you, dear.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get that all nice and stirry, mixed up. You're going to get a little sugar water that we're going to add to our beer. We're going to transfer our beer into one of these 5-gallon pails with this priming sugar in it to get that all mixed up, and then we're going to transfer that over into bottles. So we're going to let this boil for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to get down to doing some bottling.